I think there are a lot of folks intrinsically, kind of in the Senate in both parties. I think again we would have gotten 70 votes if the establishments on both sides had not shut down our effort. Mark has been an advocate in this field as well. But we all kind of moan about Washington. I moan about Washington. But Washington, for those of us in the room who are Americans, it's us.
Yes.
I mean, raise your hand if you're involved in any political campaign. I don't care which side. This is the room, and one that nobody we're 1/10 filled of the size of some of the other rooms. This is a room where now about 10% of you, I don't know what percentage are Americans, raise your hands at saying you have any political involvement. You, if you're here, have done pretty damn well, and if you don't have a sense of urgency that you are part of Washington, or you have an outsized ability to affect what happens in Washington because you're successful. And so I get a little tired with, and again, this is why I give David credit, because he stepped up with business community bitching about Washington, but then never want to get their hands dirty. I mean, we put together an effort that Maya led that was where the first time I'd seen the business community, Dave and I were talking about this coming over, called Fix the Debt, where we raised some resources so we could, in a bipartisan way, support members who were willing to say we need entitlement reform, we need tax reform that generates revenue. It was probably 1/100th of the business community participated. So what was the old cartoon that said, we've seen the enemy, or maybe it was Roosevelt, we've seen the enemy, it's us.
Yeah.
So all I'd say is, as frustrated as you get with the political process, if you don't engage, if you turn the keys over to the extremes, I don't think that's going to fix it. And if you say that's not going to, this is interesting, but it really doesn't affect my day-to-day life, echoing what David said, if you don't think the frustration of Americans with our overall system, not just our political system, but our business system, our tax code is at the boiling point, then Katie bar the door. Yeah. The walls that are going to have to be built may not be at borders.
Right.
They may be around neighborhoods the way they are in many third world countries around the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let me jump in, because I couldn't agree more with what you said, Senator. In fact, when I worked for Jack Danforth many years ago, he had a great line. He said, people think in Washington we're so disassociated, we're so aloof, we're so unconnected to the general public. Nothing could be further from the truth. We all pander to the public, frankly, and we want to do what they want us to do to get reelected in many cases. So I think politicians do listen to the American public, and they should and have to be involved. The problem is when you have candidates on both sides of the aisle attacking the corporate institution as all greedy and rich, and all not paying their fair share. And whether it's corporate America or whether it's the other party, all the institutions lose trust.